Marvel Studios will return to the realm of Wakanda in the MCU in a few months with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the franchise's 30th film since 2008. Despite the MCU's current pandemic-induced difficulties, Black Panther 2 has faced considerably greater difficulties after the untimely loss of star Chadwick Boseman. The new Black Panther: Wakanda Forever teaser from Marvel has a stunning Chadwick Boseman homage in Wakandan. In today's video, we are going to look into the interpretation of the message. Let's look at the overview of Chadwick's tribute. The Black Panther: Wakanda Forever Comic-Con 2022 teaser contains a poignant homage to Chadwick Boseman written in Wakanda, which Screen Rant has translated. The memorial appears on a wall painting, which is shown briefly but poignantly in the first Black Panther sequel trailer. Interestingly, the Black Panther: Wakanda Forever teaser does not reveal T'Challa's destiny, but the homage reveals a lot. Boseman's death was a significant event in Wakanda Forever's narrative arc. Not only was the actor a highly significant figure for representation in the MCU, but his portrayal of the character struck an irresistible chord with audiences, driving Black Panther to a success that couldn't be measured in just box office numbers. Although Marvel's Comic-Con 2022 panel paid respect to Boseman, the topic of how Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will handle his passing was always going to be relevant. The trailer's dedication is flawless, conveying a sense of timeless force. We now know what the mural homage to Chadwick Boseman says thanks to the Wakandan alphabet, which is based on the ancient Sibidi language system but was modernized in design by production designer Hannah Beachler, particularly for Black Panther. Boseman's dedication to monarch T'Challa in Black Panther: Wakanda Eternally says, "The king lives and the panther forever in us." Well, what do you think about Chadwick's message? Next up, how Black Panther: Wakanda will always remember Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda Forever is more than just a narrative about who will be the next Wakandan king or Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These are legitimate concerns, but the sequel isn't about repeating T'Challa's or Chadwick Boseman's deaths. The film Black Panther: Wakanda Forever shows a struggle between two hidden kingdoms, Wakanda and Namor's freshly discovered Atlantis, with this apparent message that Wakanda cannot rest, even to grieve the loss of its beloved ruler. That is extremely close to what producer Nate Moore stated about Wakanda Forever, honoring Chadwick Boseman's legacy by crafting a terrific film that he would have enjoyed. I believe this film is under new strain to find out how to cope with Chadwick's death, which was unexpected and unanticipated in a narrative sense. So it's not just, hey, we want to make a big fun time and people from the first film, but how do we write by his legacy and tell a story that isn't exploitative, which we would never ever do, but builds on the things he loved about the property and brings to the property in a way that is enjoyable, feels real, feels earned, and feels organic. Because I believe the film will be seen from two perspectives, entertainment and catharsis, and when we create it, we must take both points of view in mind. It would have been improper to forego a homage entirely, but Black Panther: Wakanda Forever's choice to avoid an opportunistic storyline and instead create a new Black Panther out of necessity seems to be correct. T'Challa's legacy will be recognized for his people and his country. It's only logical that they'd be guarded by a new Black Panther. Moving on, Black Panther 2 plotline. The show begins with a scientist, Blake Bell, and her team searching for vibranium in the ocean. Blake Bell appears in the film as an original character. The scene progresses, and we learn that Blake detects the presence of vibranium using a device designed by Riri Williams. They cross paths with Nomar, who is dissatisfied with their research for vibranium. In this story, Nomar ends up murdering the entire search team. We see Nomar attempting to seek assistance from the Wakanda clan, but they turn him down. They concluded that T'Challa had died recently as a result of an illness, and that the clan was attempting to regain their footing. As expected, Nomar was irritated because he had no one to rely on for help, and his hideout, the Atlantis, had been revealed. Who was responsible for the discovery? Nomar, on the other hand, believed that Riri was to blame. He continued his search for Riri, who had been responsible for the discovery of him and his people. Things get even crazier when Riri reveals that her suit is partially vibranium structured. Wakanda improved the suit. It did not end there. Nomar becomes agitated when he discovers that Wakanda has aided Riri, but has turned him down. He then decides to launch a war against Wakanda. Shuri's mother had recently died. Shuri made her suit in order to stop Nomar. Will she be able to prevent him? The official release of the film will address the issue of whether she will be able to stop the conflict. Well, what do you think about this plotline? Leave your comment on the dashboard. Following that, who will inherit the role of Black Panther? Following the unfortunate loss of Chadwick Boseman, the position of Black Panther has been assumed vacant for the time being. According to Giant Freaking Robot, M'Baku might be be the next Black Panther since he is the most trusted in the Marvel Studios. Whether or if he is the one will be exposed sooner or later. Stay tuned for additional information on the Black Panther's seat. As witnessed in the last film, the change in seat is determined by the fighter's strength. According to the program, Eric Killmonger challenged T'Challa for the leadership job, and they argued over who would have the right to take the seat since they were both competent. The film's producers may opt to keep the guidelines or utilize different approaches to choose a new Black Panther. The job of Black Panther, as the core of everything in Wakanda, necessitates the presence of someone competent. According to the Wakanda Forever leaks, it is assumed that Shuri, T'Challa's sister, will be the next Black Panther. That's correct, Shuri. What a pleasant surprise! Who would have guessed she'd be the Black Panther's replacement? The leak says that she was supposed to see his brother, but Killmonger suddenly shows up to meet her. Shuri works hard to assist her family as the war between the Wakandas and the Atlanteans approaches. She sews her Black Panther costume. She becomes the next Black Panther by using a fake flower to enter the ancestral plane. It concludes when Shuri beats Namor but chooses not to kill him. If the source is correct, Shuri will not be the next monarch. Instead, M'Baku, portrayed by Winston Duke, will become king. Black Panther 2 main villain. According to Black Panther 2 leaks, Nomar will be the major antagonist in the film. However, some promotional images depict him teaming up with another unnamed enemy in the conflict between Wakanda and Atlantis. Tenoch Huerta will play Nomar, who is portrayed as the antagonist villain. As shown in the film, Nomar has a strong Mayan influence. Nomar, who comes from Atlantis, is said to have a long history. The video should choose to present a brief history of Atlantis. Otherwise, most of the new players in the game will have a different perspective. Well, not everyone understands where the Atlantics came from. In the film, we find that Nomar was awoken by Riri's vibranium detector, which leads to the sequences in which he attempts to launch a war with Atlantis and is ultimately vanquished by Shuri. The casting of Nomar suggests that the filmmakers are adhering to the Atlantis tale. The Atlanteans are known to have blue skin. However, Nomar's skin is not. This is because he is part Atlantean and half human/mutant. That's correct. And Namor is considered to be a mutant. What a thrill! Though the subject of mutants has not yet been formally addressed in the MCU, we have only seen them in X-Men and a few films such as Doctor Strange, The Multiverse. However, there may be a clue on mutants in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The indication may center around how he has certain unique abilities not shared by other Atlanteans and how he obtained them, which is most likely from his other half. Even while Nomar seems to be the major antagonist of the film, this is unlikely to remain the case by the end of the cast. Finally, the release date of Black Panther 2. The release of Wakanda Forever was originally scheduled for the autumn of 2021. However, it was pushed back to 11th of November 2022. The production line started in June of 2021. However, because of the accident sustained by Letitia Wright, the project was put on hold until such time as she had fully healed. Well, that is the end of our show today. We hope you enjoyed it and liked it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching!